What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another favorites video for you. So today I'm sharing my top nail polish picks for summer 2023. This is something that I like to do at the beginning of each season once all of these seasonal nail polishes come out, because I know it can get a little bit overwhelming when there's so many collections, so many gorgeous polishes. So this is kind of my way of highlighting all of my favorites and the ones that I think I'm going to be wearing during the season. So I try to keep this to a top 10. I have 12 this time. If you watch my favorites videos, you know that it's nearly impossible for me to actually ever have just 10. But yeah, we have a whole rainbow of bright summery colors to go over today. I feel like usually I kind of stick with a color palette, but this summer I am feeling rainbows. So we've got a lot of colors going on here. Each of the polishes that I am sharing, I have also done a full review on. So if you're interested in that, I'll link a bunch of them in the cards, but I'll also try to mention what collection they're from so you can find them on my YouTube channel. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the first two polishes actually are from the Cirque Color Surfers Crush collection, which I think was technically a spring 2023 collection, but it was a surfer themed collection. It felt very summery to me, and these colors are just perfect for summer, so I'm gonna just count them. This first one is called Pele, and it's a really gorgeous, super juicy, deep pink, and it has this iridescent shimmer running throughout head on. It looks like a blue, it fades into this pinky purple, and then even at some extreme angles you can actually see a little bit of gold, and then we also have that subtle hollow sparkle running throughout. And this type of formula is just my favorite thing that Cirque does. I love when they have this like buildable jelly feel where it's just packed with the iridescence and the hollow. So as soon as I tried this one, I knew that I was going to love it, and it just screams summer to me. I love this like intense pink color in the summer. So yeah, technically a spring shade, but it feels very summery to me. And then the other shade from the same Surfers Crush collection is Bird of Paradise. And this one, I don't see how this could be a spring polish. This is a summer polish to me. It's like a pastel neon. It's almost this like salmon peachy toned orange, and it's not quite the same formula. This one is a full coverage shade. It actually feels a little bit thicker than what I'm used to from Cirque. I do need to wear it in 3 coats, but I honestly think that the end color is so worth it, because with that peachy base you also get this intense golden shimmer, and then again you get the little hollow sparkle, and I don't know, there's just something very tropical about it. I love the vibrant color, and I feel like shades like this just always make me look a little bit less pale, so that's another reason why I love them. But yeah, just another really gorgeous color. So for whatever reason this summer I am really vibing on yellow nail polishes, and I've mentioned this before, I think actually very recently, but I love yellow nail polish, and I feel like it doesn't usually go with my skin tone. For whatever reason, I feel like it just always ends up making my hands look so intensely red that it doesn't look great when I wear them, but I still like wearing them anyway. But this season, I have found some yellow nail polishes that I feel like actually suit my skin tone. This first one is Painted Polish The Bee's Knees, and I just recently reviewed this one, but I instantly fell in love with it. I didn't even think I would love it as much as I did, but this vibrant yellow base paired with black speckled flakies running throughout is just so cool. But the best part about this is yellow nail polish is always so sheer on me. This one ended up giving me 2 coat coverage on my nails. Honestly, just for the ease and quickness of application, I feel like this is going to be my go-to yellow this season. The black definitely gives it a little bit more of an intensity, but I think it also makes it just very fun. Definitely getting bee vibes, also getting a little bit of the Charlie Brown vibes, but it's a really fun shade. Next up we have another yellow. This is OPI Sunscreening My Calls. This was from their summer 2023 collection, and this was another one that I instantly fell in love with. I think this is kind of a controversial finish. These pearlized streaky sort of polishes, a lot of people don't love them because if you're not applying them carefully, they can look a little bit sloppy, but when you apply them carefully, and the way I like to do it is I'll do however many coats for full coverage and cover up my visible nail line, and then I'll do a final really thin coat where I'm just using as few brush strokes as possible to make all of the lines kind of go down on my nail. And I think it just creates the most beautiful, elegant look. For people like me who have shorter nails or shorter nail beds, it definitely elongates the nail. I feel like it also elongates the fingers in general. And I don't know, there's just something very elegant about it. But I love this shade. It's a nice sunshiny yellow, and having that pearlized finish in there also makes it a little bit lighter because it's almost this silvery white that they add to it. So I think it's really gorgeous. Honestly, I loved all of the pearlized shades in this OPI collection, but this one was definitely one of my favorites. Okay, one more yellow nail polish. This is Starly Radon, and this was from their Noble Neons collection. Oh my gosh, I love this. I would say this is pretty much a dupe of Cert Colors Electric Daisy, which is one of their Vice polishes, and it doesn't come out every year, and it didn't come out this year, but Starly came in with Radon, and they managed to make this shade so opaque. I feel like neons are so hard to get right, and very few brands get it right because they're either incredibly sheer, which I find to be the case with most yellows, or it's like applying chalk or gum onto your nails and it just feels impossible. I did not have that experience with this at all. I found it to be easy to use. It's definitely on the thicker side because it is so opaque, but it is just impressive. So I definitely love it. I love this color. I love this sort of highlighter neon yellow, and I think it just really works perfectly for summertime. Moving on, we have a green. This is Cadillacquer Sky Dancer from their recent Neons collection. They made all of these gorgeous neons, but they added stuff to each one. In this case, we have this gorgeous, vibrant neon green. It almost just like looks like ectoplasmic goo kind of vibes. And then they packed it with iridescent flakies. And the iridescent flakies have a little bit of this like orangey pink shine to them. And it's such a beautiful contrast. It really looks, I don't know, like toxic sludge, but in a very good way. And they made so many gorgeous shades. Some of them were jelly iridescent flakies like this. Some of them were shimmers. And they all turned out so gorgeous. I think it's just such a fun twist on a neon nail polish. So I think they did a really great job with it, but this was definitely the standout for me. Next up, we have a shade from the Orly Great Escape collection for summer 2023. This one is called Close Call, and again, we have this gorgeous pearlized streaky formula that I'm very into. In this case, it's in this really gorgeous bright teal kind of color, and I just think it's such a unique color to have that finish on. I think it feels very summery, but it also feels very different. I was really impressed with the formula here, and Orly came out with a few different pearlized finishes in that collection, and I loved all of them, but this one was definitely the standout just because this color was so different and funky, and I got this idea in my head that I wanted to try wearing it where I intentionally kind of zigzagged the brush strokes. I still haven't tried it, but I'm going to very soon. That's going to be one of my summer manicures. But yeah, I just think there's something very gorgeous and classic about having that pearlized finish and having the kind of lines down your nails that just makes them look so cool. So I absolutely loved this one, and I also just loved the Orly color scheme of that collection. It was very unexpected, but it was really cool. Next up, we have a shade from KB Shimmer's Sugar Rush collection. This one's called Put a Ring on It, and honestly, this might be the darkest. Actually, the next one might be a little bit darker, but there is something about this deep blue that also still feels very summery. I think blues that have this sort of turquoise undertone to them, where they kind of just feel like jeweled ocean or pool waters, still feel very summery, and that's the case with this one. It is this deep, gorgeous blue. We have a duochromatic shimmer in there that head on looks like a blue into turquoise, and then around the edges, you almost get this indigo purple color. And then we have these little diamond hollow flecks in there too that just add a little extra sparkle. And I don't know, this just feels like a great summer nights polish to me. I think it's such a beautiful shade, and KB Shimmer has such an amazing formula. This is the formula that I always associate with KB Shimmer. So whenever I see their new collections, I'm always like, where's the little diamond chip ones? Because those are always my favorite. But yeah, just a gorgeous shade, and I also feel like this is going to work very well for me in the winter too, just because it is a deeper color. So I love shades that I can kind of justify wearing for multiple seasons. Next up, we have another Cadillacquer shade from that same Summer Neons collection. This one is called Summer Nights, and this one is this gorgeous, super deep purple base, and it's this really cool toned purple. And then within that, we have a gorgeous shimmer that looks turquoise head on, and it kind of fades into a little bit more of like a royal blue color. And I just love purple nail polish, so I get very excited when I see it, but I especially love a cool toned purple. And I don't know, again, it just feels like a summer nights kind of polish. It feels like, you know, warm nights going out. And I think that turquoise coloring in there just gives it that extra little interest. So it feels pretty different to anything I have. And again, the formula is just so amazing. So I don't think that my swatch did this one justice. I think it's so much prettier in person, but definitely worth checking out. The next two polishes are kind of in the same color family, but they're not dupes. So I have the Orly Breathable in Don't Sweet It, and I have ILNP High Score, and they're both what I would call very, very cool toned purple creams, but they do have some differences. This was me just trying to justify it so I could be like, it's technically a top 10, but then I ended up with 12, not 11, so that kind of went out the window. But yeah, I'll start with the Orly Breathable one. This was part of their spring summer collection, and this is just a really gorgeous, softer purple color. Again, it has that cool tone to it. I usually default to the breathable formula in the winter because I don't like to wear a base coat with this one because it does have nutrients in it that's good for your nails, but I have been enjoying the breathable in the summer too, and I just feel like this is like my classic go-to kind of purple color, so I feel like I'm going to be wearing this one a lot. Now, as far as the ILNP High Score, I would almost describe this one as more of a periwinkle, especially next to the Orly. It definitely has a stronger blue tone in it, but again, there's just something about these blue toned purples that feels like my ideal nail polish color, and this was actually ILNP's first official foray into cream finishes. So we have their new Studio Color line, and I was so impressed with every single polish in that collection, and I feel like that color scheme also was just perfect summer nights vibes, and it felt very retro, it felt very fun, and I think it was the perfect mix of like neon shades and then the just more fun summery shades like this. So I think they did a really great job with this formula, and I love this color the most. And then last but not least, we have OPI Bikini Boardroom, same collection as the yellow, and this one is what I would describe as sort of an orchid base color, and again we have that pearlized streaky shimmer in there, and clearly that is the finish that I have been loving lately. I have a feeling I'm going to be wearing it a lot this summer. I already have worn these finishes a bunch, and I just love the way that they look. I especially love them when my nails are on the shorter side because, like I said, I do feel like it makes my nails look a little bit longer in general, and in the summer I do tend to keep my nails a little bit shorter than usual just because I feel like I'm doing more activities, especially around water, and nails get a little bit weaker when you're keeping them submerged a lot. So this is kind of just like my shortcut to getting to have long looking nails without actually having long nails. But yeah, this is just another stunning color. I think it is on the unique side because it does have that purpley tone, but there's almost like that pinky shade in there that just makes it look a little bit unique and a little bit more saturated than you would expect from this type of finish. So yeah, I think they did a great job with these. But yeah, those are my top 12 favorite summer 2023 nail polishes. I'll put a comparison chart right here so you can see all of them side by side. I think that we got some really incredible summer collections this year. I feel like these ones are going to be probably my go-tos, but honestly, all of the collections I've been so impressed by. I love the finishes that these brands are introducing. I've been loving the color stories. I'm just, I don't know, feeling the rainbow vibes, so I definitely want to kind of go through my little rainbows on my nails. I feel like what I want to do a lot of this summer is do a lot of rainbow Skittles where each nail is a different color of the rainbow, so you'll probably see a lot of that from me. But I would love to hear from you guys. What colors have you been gravitating towards for this summer? Which collections, which polishes are your favorite? Leave it all in the comments. We can chat about it. And if you enjoy my favorites videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. I actually have a whole playlist. I do this for every season, but I also have an overall list of my favorite polishes of all time in different colors and finishes. So if you're interested in that, the playlist will be up in the cards. And a few of you have been asking me to do updated versions of my all-time favorites, so I'll definitely be doing that this summer as well, so stay tuned. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, my Royal Astronomer Amanda M, as well as my Cosmic Admirals, Rocket Man's daughter, Paula, Ken, Rosie, and Courtney. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Amanda M, and Amanda M wants to know, have you tried double stuffed Oreos yet? So if you didn't know this about my lovely patron Amanda, Amanda is an Oreo connoisseur, and Amanda maintains that the best Oreo is a double stuffed Oreo, which I have never had before, and I still haven't had. But I feel like I have a good reason for not having tried them, because I love the Oreo birthday cake flavor. It reminds me a lot of like what Dunkaroos used to taste like. I feel like they still taste good, but they taste a little bit different now. But the birthday cake Oreo reminds me of the old Dunkaroo flavor. And I will admit there have been times where I have popped open my Oreo birthday cakes and I've put together the two sides of the cookie that had all of the icing on it so that I would get myself a little double stuff situation. But I've still not tried the double stuff. It's hard to justify because I think Oreo has generally perfected the amount of cookie to icing ratio, which might be a controversial statement. I don't know. We'll find out from our Oreo connoisseur. But eventually I will try it. But it's so tempting because when I go into the Oreo aisle, which if you're not in the US, we have a lot of different Oreo flavors here. But whenever I'm in that aisle, I'm like, should I try something new? Like, should I try one of these weird flavors I've never used before? And then I always end up just picking birthday cake. But yeah, if you want to share your favorite Oreo flavor, you can leave it in the comments. We can discuss, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.